All right, it is time to compare two snare drums that were known for being more affordable options. One was known for being really resonant, and the other was just an affordable option for people. So in this Snare Saturday video, let's go ahead and compare the Peavey Radial Pro 500 to the Ludwig Rocker steel snare drum to see if you really need to spend that extra money to get the sound that you're going for. Yo, what's going on everybody? Nick Costa here, and in this video we are going to be comparing the Peavey Radial Pro 500 to the Ludwig Rocker steel snare drum. Both made out of steel, both known for being a more affordable option from both Ludwig and Peavey. And now you're going to get to hear them back to back through a few different tunings to see, one, if you want a steel drum to be really resonant, and two, if you have to spend that money going after what people are calling a space muffin, meaning the Peavey Radial Pro, or if you just want to get yourself a Ludwig Rocker steel for a whole lot less. Now before we dive into this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. That way you're notified of any additional content that I upload to the channel. Both drums that will be featured in this video, the Peavey Radial Pro 500 and the Ludwig Rocker Steel, were featured in earlier videos in the Snare Saturday series. And if you are unfamiliar with this series, I just showcase drums through a few different tunings. That way you can see and hear the versatility of each drum and decide for yourself if they would fit your needs. Now there are some times where I do compare two drums, because let's say you are looking for a steel snare drum and you are looking for what is known as a more affordable option. If you start to go down the rabbit hole and start to see some of these really unique drums and say, maybe I should spend the extra money on it, a video like this will allow you to hear, say, some of those unique drums to ones that are more commonly found, so you can decide which one would best fit your needs. You might actually be able to find a drum that's a whole lot cheaper and does exactly what you want. So let's talk about the specs of each drum, starting with the Ludwig Rocker Steel. Known as the LM300, the Rocker Steel is a 5x14 shell that is depth by diameter. This one in particular is outfitted with 10 double-sided bow tie lugs, triple flange hoops on the top and the bottom, and I outfitted this drum with the new Ludwig P88 AC throw-off and P35P butt plate. Finally, this drum is outfitted with my preferred heads of choice, which is a Remo Ambassador X coated on the top and an Ambassador snare side on the bottom. Last but not least, this drum is outfitted with the generic snare wires that were offered with the Ludwig Rocker series. Oh, and this drum does have an internal dampener. Now let's go ahead and talk about the specs of the Peavey Radial Pro 500. This is a 7x14 steel shell. Once again, depth by diameter. And although they identify it as a steel shell, like I've said in the earlier Snare Saturday videos with the Radial Pro 500, this drum has two independent radial bridge systems on the top and the bottom that are made out of a composite material. However, that is also the bearing edge area of the drum as well. So it's almost like this drum is like a hybrid. This drum is an 8-lug drum, so there are 8 receiver tubes on the top and bottom radial bridge systems. It is equipped with triple flange hoops, a generic throw-off, but a unique butt plate that is built into the bottom radial bridge system. This drum is also outfitted with my preferred heads of choice, which once again is a Remo Ambassador X coated on the top and an Ambassador snare side on the bottom. Finally, this drum was outfitted with a set of World Max German snare wires. This is the 16-strand model. So with this video, I'm going to play both drums back to back through 3 different tunings: a low tuning, a medium tuning, and a high tuning. Since the Rocker Steel is the only one that has an internal dampener, I am not going to have it engaged, and both drums are going to be as wide open as they can be with the current head configuration on them. So enough of me talking, let's dive in. There are a couple things to point out straight out the gate. Number one, the Radial Pro 500 is a deeper shell than the Rocker, and because of that, it should be more resonant. Additionally, it only has 8 lugs compared to the 10 lugs on the Rocker. Once again, meaning it should be more resonant. Then you throw in the radial bridge systems, so you're not drilling a bunch of holes into a shell and putting heavy hardware on it, which once again is supposed to make the drum more resonant. Either way, I would love to get your feedback and what you thought of each drum, maybe even identifying which tuning you like the most. Make sure you leave all of that in the comment section below. If you have any questions on either drum, or maybe how I was tuning the drums, or the gear that I am playing in this video, feel free to leave all of that in the comment section as well, and I will try my best to answer them. If you would like to check out the earlier Snare Saturday videos where I featured each drum individually through a few more tunings, I've put links to those videos in the description below. And if you would like to check out any video from the Snare Saturday series, I've put a link to the playlist in the description below, and I'll also have it come up right here to make it a bit easier for you. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up. That not only helps others find it, but is a free and easy way to help support the channel. If you are looking for some additional ways to support the channel, please check out the affiliate links in the description below, or even consider giving this video a super thanks, maybe even becoming a member of the channel, where you can get some exclusive perks like custom emojis for this channel, early access to videos before they're made available to the general population, members only live stream and chats, and even the opportunity to have a monthly virtual lesson with me. And that is it. Thank you so much for checking out this video on comparing the Peavey Radial Pro 500 to the Ludwig Rocker snare drum. And until next time, see you later.